Hey, welcome back to Football Talks. Today we have a special announcement. We hit 100 subscribers. Yay! Hey, we have a special giveaway. So here are the instructions.
So what you need to do is you need to comment down your favorite team in the YouTube comments below. Comment your favorite team and also make sure to follow our Instagram.
Thank you all for your continued support. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Football Talks. In this week's episode, we're going to go over the Game Week 6 results, all the scores, and our reactions. So starting off, we have a spicy game in Brentford versus Manchester United. This one, it ended how I personally thought it was going to go. Brentford walking all over United. So let's go over it. So 3-1, guys. Did you guys expect that? What were you guys thinking when you saw that?
I will say you and I guess, expected it.
Yeah,
Junior did go United on this one.
Sure did. I try to keep my faith in United after the performance, but I was disappointed.
It was bad. I mean, one thing we saw was by halftime when we watched, the stats seemed kind of even.
Right.
And I know United by that point were still losing, but by second half, United's defense looked in shambles. I mean, the entire game, but even more so, I felt like.
Hey, Fernandez, he's on the missing penalty streak.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, the second time around.
That's just the pressure getting to him of United. It's crazy. This, like you said, United and Brentford were actually pretty even in that first half, but it's like United dropped all of their intensity in that second half, and Brentford just walked all over them.
Yeah, I don't, like we discussed, we all said it. Why don't you play Mbeumo or Cunha, or why don't you put them on the PKs instead? Yeah. I'm not saying Fernandez cannot take another one going forward, but it's just he's been going through it as well. I mean, he's captain of the team. So to be positive during all this drought for the team, it's very difficult to do.
Right.
And I think, honestly, a lot of pressure is on him. So maybe give another player or two some chances where they've taken PKs in the past for their teams. Yeah. And you have at the end of the day, it's not if the captain wins you the game, it's winning the game, right? Yeah. So maybe give some other players chances on doing it.
And you got Mbeumo and you have Cunha. They were the PK takers on the previous teams. So they know how to deal with that pressure, and they know how to put in the net. They were very good at it too, especially I'm ahead of them several times last season. I think Brentford took advantage of Man United's defensive issues, which is still there. Yeah. And Thiago, wow, I'm actually considering him for my Prem FPL team.
I'm pretty sure he's a good price. I don't know, but I would imagine he is.
He got some nice points.
Yeah, he's $6 million, and they got him last season actually, but then he got a really bad knee injury, so he's been out for their whole season. So he's kind of like a new signing for them. And man, he was very physical. He's got that like Brazilian flair still. He's able to like hold up the ball and take on his man. And he's got a rocket. That first goal he scored.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. Brentford is one of those teams where, and this is, I think, I can't speak for you, but like why I said Brentford would win. Brentford, in a good match, they're not likely, like, against big teams, they're going to win. They are all of a sudden, like, when they play normally, you wouldn't think they would, but like against Chelsea, against United, like these bigger teams, they're like the underdog. Like they almost thrive in that type of environment. And that's just something I noticed with them. And I don't know. It's just the players are very aggressive. The players all work very hard for each other. The tactics, and I spoke with you about this, it doesn't seem like they have many tactics. It's very repetitive. But the players are like, they just all really work very hard for one another. And I feel like that helps them to win games. And they're good at being under pressure and being the underdog.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I see what you mean there. I think they also, why they were able to take advantage of that Chelsea draw and then beating United is they're a team that if the other team is chaotic and kind of disorganized, which Chelsea definitely were that day, United are always chaotic and disorganized, right? So they're just able to capitalize off that. I mean, that over-the-top ball, they did the same thing against Chelsea where they just did a long ball at the halfway line and they were through on goal. I mean, speaking of United's chaos, like, what do you guys think of Albert? I mean, he's got to go at this point, right?
I agree. I thought he was going to be sacked a game ago.
Well, there are rumors about Xavi, a previous Barcelona
Yeah.
coach, that he's looking into and analyzing the Premier League teams and everything else. So I don't know how true the rumors are, but that's out there. Yeah, Amarin doesn't look well. I mean, the way he's got the team going, it's just like I know we discussed about he's playing three on the back, but he doesn't have three solid defenders.
Yeah.
That he can rely on because a lot of like this against Brentford, it was defensive lapses issues that they had, which Brentford took advantage of. I mean, and rightfully so. But yeah, I don't know how much longer he has, but it's not gonna be long.
Here's my thing too. Okay, your defenders aren't that great, right? But why don't you try to go four in the back? Like, why don't you change it? At this point, you have nothing to lose. Literally nothing to lose. And he wants to stand by, at the press conference, be like, this is my way or the highway, pretty much. Like, I'm not going to change. Well, that's on you. Then I know you don't seem to be to be out of a job, but like in this case, you have to make those changes, especially now. Like again, changing the PK taker, maybe adding another one to the defense. Like things like that matter, and they can win you games. But yeah, it's not looking good for him.
Yeah, like I feel like as a coach or even as like a manager of people of a group to get people motivated to do different things. Obviously, United are in a rut; they're losing, and you need to switch things up. You need to make things exciting for those people that are working under you, and want to show up and prove something. And right now, there's none of that because players show up and they know they're going to play the same formation, they're going to play in the same positions that they're not comfortable with, and they know that it's not winning games for them. Like I don't see how he can keep his job. And on top of that, he's very adamant on playing this formation when he hasn't won anything in his career. Like he's coached in Portugal, which, it's a top league, sure, but he hasn't won a Champions League. He's never won the Prem. It's just weird that he's sitting on this principle of wanting to play this formation for I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's just like any coach. You have a plan, you want to make it work. You give it a try, and to you guys' point, you tried it.
Yeah.
So now it's time to change. You don't have the players that you need to use the formation that you want.
Mhm.
So as any coach out there would be like, it's time to change it up. Now, will adding numbers to a shaky defense be the solution? Adding another defender, would that be the solution? No, because I don't think it will help a little bit, but you're still a shaky defense.
Yeah.
The problems are still there because are your center backs? They're kind of giving you the issue. You got Maguire. At his prime, back in the day, Maguire was the great defender. Now it's just, I don't know, it's like one step behind, and it's just things that he's missing. And you see it on the replay, But I don't know, changing the formation, will it be the solution? I really don't know.
Changing the coach is the solution.
It seems like it may be to bring a new mentality. Seems like there's a lot of issues because after the penalty kick, it was like the team wasn't the same. So there's a lot of psychological and team issues that are happening. But it is what it is. Sorry, United fans, but I sold Kuna. Thank God I did.
Good move.
I got Semenyo instead, so I'm like, yes.
Now you got to get rid of Verts, dude.
I did already.
Yeah. Okay, that's what
I had to.
Gotcha,
All right,
gotcha.
before we move on to the next travesty, I will say Brentford's third goal by Jensen, that was also a banger. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Oh,
It was like a good counterattack in the very last minute. Oh, that was such a beautiful goal.
Yeah, it was. So on to our next game that we're really looking forward to talking about. I'm going to let our number one fan here just take us into the game and how it went.
I'll take you play by play. Goal, red card, capitulation. Jay, you know what that reminds me of? The previous time we played in the Premier League against United. It's the same story where it seems like there's a very weak mentality at Chelsea right now. I don't know. It's because they won the Club World Cup and they came into the season and they expected to walk the league. I mean, great. That's a great trophy to win, but the Premier League is a different beast. I will say Chelsea are just they're getting hit by injury after injury, suspension. Our back line has changed, I think, every single game. We can't stay consistent. some of that's our own doing, of course, with the red cards. But I mean, like, Fofana was going to play this game. I mean, Fofana I think he had a good game against United personally. But he got knocked out by our third choice keeper. Our second choice keeper, sorry. So there's just so many wrong things going with Chelsea. And I think Brighton definitely deserved it because they upped the intensity after that red card. And then Welbeck came in, and Welbeck loves to score against us.
It was funny when you said that you rather have concussed Sanchez play than Jorgensen even come in. That's hilarious. But I don't know. This was, again, just like the previous game, not good. Trevo, it's not good.
That's the problem, too. We can't even drop him because we have nobody to play over him.
But I was telling Mario this. This is why it sucks. Like, I understand Chelsea needed defenders. That's why they brought him back. But he was doing so good at Palace. I'm not saying he wasn't making any mistakes. But to your point, the fact that Palace, are so well suited defensively, he had help. That's maybe what made him look a little bit better. And he fit the system better. But right now, it's really making him stand out, especially with the formation and the way you guys play. Like you said, you guys are a bit more aggressive. And he sometimes seems like he's the only center back there. And so winning challenges, like, it's very, you don't know which Trevor you're going to get, but he's not been having a good run of games. Obviously, he had the red card didn't help. Mente, Cuckoo was trying his best. Poor man. He was sliding, but then they switched him to the other side. That's how one of the goals came. Mente was on fire. I mean, he's always a beast, but man, you guys made him look 10 times better. That's all I got to say.
Well, I must give Chelsea some credit. At least the subs, once the red card came, it wasn't as chaotic and as all over the place like it was the previous game. So they kind of seemed to fix that issue. So that was a good thing.
Maresca saved himself on that one.
Right, because that was the first thing I said when they got the red card. I'm like, oh my God, let's see what kind of dramatic changes are we going to make and start getting all crazy. So his sub wasn't bad. His changes seemed like to make sense. But yeah, after the red card, it was like downhill from there. Brighton really took advantage of the extra space that they had and the extra men that they had, the subs that they made. Welbeck, wow, Welbeck. I don't know. Every time I say, might get Welbeck in my team, then he goes blank for the next couple of weeks.
Well, that's because
wait until he plays Chelsea. He always scores against us.
Apparently, Welbeck is known to have scored like almost every year against Chelsea. He is their, I don't know, like, he's just out for revenge with y'all. All of a sudden, he's coming and he's scoring against you guys. So
yeah.
So my concern right now for like FPL is like João Pedro. The way Chelsea's playing, is João Pedro going to get the points that I need him to get?
With Palmer, probably not. With Palmer out, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if Chelsea will be playing a lot better, Palmer or no Palmer, I think it will be okay. But I think even with Palmer in there, they're still struggling.
Well, really, I think we're missing I think the lap is such a huge miss because you got to remember the lap was there for the West Ham game. And that gave Pedro the space. And that's where he got 2 goals and an assist, right? So he was a lot more free. He was able to drift. Now, when he plays up top,
he's like the center forward.
He's very isolated, yeah. And he's okay up there. I actually think he had some chances to get some assists in the first half to Esteval. But yeah, I think there's just a lot of injuries right now. So yeah, FPL-wise, I would consider dropping him.
But that's what I mean is like, that's why I say Palmer's been doing but he allows Pedro that freedom in a way. And it switches the formation up for Pedro to score. But Esteval had a good game. And in general, the first half before the red card, you guys had opportunities. Honestly, if you would have scored half your opportunities, you could have won or tied that game. Yeah. You guys had enough opportunities, at least 2 more, to at least tie this game ahead of time. So,
well, they're digging their own grave. The red card's really not helping, going short on players, and not only missing the players that you're missing, then playing with one less on the field. That really makes an impact. And Caicedo, oh man, he was 1 point off from getting defensive points.
Oh, really? I didn't know he was 1 point off.
Yes, because he has to get 12. He had 11.
Oh yeah, because he's a midfielder.
Yes. So and then he wants to get in a fight. I'm like, I think he was I hope he doesn't get suspended or not. Nothing came off of it, but then he wants to start drama in the middle. I'm like, what? Really?
Yeah,
That's
unnecessary.
the Ecuadorian way, though.
Yeah,
Brighton
yeah,
also-
yeah.
Brighton also hate Chelsea. When they play us, they're always so like pumped up, and I think maybe they're like on trial because they know that we may buy them at the end of the day because we always buy Brighton players. But
Yeah, the red, it was way too early. But the red would have been different. It was like the 80th minute
Yeah.
or something like that. But
All right, well, let's talk about something more interesting.
no, let's stay on the Chelsea
no,
Brighton game.
let's move on. I
City?
agree.
All I gotta say, we're not gonna touch too much on City because it was a blowout. But some people here, you
Let's
can kind
go!
of tell by our actions, triple captain Haaland, and boy, did it pay off.
Yeah.
Man,
Hey, 2 goals and assist. Good for y'all.
I was so scared, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. By the end, I just saw the assist. And I kept telling him like, at least an assist. It's better than nothing. It's better. I was trying to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
myself feel better because I know he was just gonna go on and on and on about, oh, triple captain, what a waste, pretty much. But 2 goals,
Nope. What, we ended up with 48 points.
I cannot
I'll take
complain.
that.
Well, at least I captained him, and then I kept my mouth shut about the triple captain thing. I actually thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'll just hold on to it. We'll see if I find a better. There are a couple games that I'm looking at where I'm gonna probably use it. But yeah, good for y'all. Congrats on those points, man. It's about time you worked out.
I
Thank you.
know.
It's actually my first. Every time I played Triple Captain, they've never got more than a goal.
I
So,
think me too.
this is
So,
a first for me.
I'm happy we used it. To your point, doesn't mean that there's not going to be games later on. It's just now seemed like the best. Holland's very informed, but even if you don't do Holland, we have such a long season to go
Right.
that
Right.
things can change.
Well,
So
yeah, for this set of chips, you have until game week 19.
yeah, it's still like
and
10,
then
12 more games.
yeah, and then you get a champion, so you got to be careful on if the player that you think is triple captain doesn't get rested.
Right.
So you have to be smart about it and just kind of look and plan ahead. But no, good job on the City win. Wow, I was at
Yeah.
first I was like, wow, Burnley scored. I'm like, holy, what's going on here? And then Foden, what about Foden? Not
Well,
bad.
I actually got Foden in my FPL team this week. I wanted Reinders, but Foden is more expensive, so I'm taking a risk there. But Foden, like I said in the last video, he's been doing better. He actually created a decent amount of opportunities. With
Sure
all
did.
3 goals, if you watch, he was linked to it.
Yeah, he's the pre-assist.
Yes, he
Yeah.
he wasn't the assister. He was the which I was FPL wise. I'm like, are you kidding? But great. And the only complaint I have is, and we talked about this, is Nico Gonzalez playing. Like, I don't hate him, but Rodri. I mean, you can't. I'm a Rodri man. He helped us win so many titles, so many games. So I know he's probably not fit completely, but I would have liked to have him sub in at some point.
Well, I think
So.
you're probably resting for the champions
I know
this week. So,
I just don't like it.
and to your point to what you just said, he just coming back from injury. You don't want to just kind of put him in there back to back games. And Burnley, is one of those teams that you're able to do that, to rest that kind of player. But
That's something Chelsea wish they could do, huh?
Yeah, everyone's injured for us.
He's
right.
done. He
So-
just don't want to talk about it.
No, so moving on to which I think is the game of the weekend is Crystal
Yes.
Palace versus Liverpool.
Let's go, Palace. Let's go.
So-
Number one, who? Number one, who?
hey, we're still number one. We are still number
Hey,
one.
Arsenal are catching up there. So 2-1 Liverpool. So this was not only, in my opinion, a good win for Crystal Palace. This was a domination. They should have won by 3 or 4. They should have been
Chances?
3-0 in the first half.
Hey, yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, Crystal Palace, wow. They brought it. They won it. They dominated us. They controlled the game.
The
We
speed
just
at which they attacked you guys
oh
in the
my
back.
yeah, the momentum they had. They took the score early, which now it puts us in a predicament
Yeah.
and having to control, in which then we started making mistakes and stuff. But they were very disciplined on how they defended us as well, especially in the middle. The structuring, everything else. Wow, Crystal Palace. I'm very impressed with them.
That's the only undefeated team right now. Props to them. Who would have thought?
I can't say that anymore. So yeah,
I mean,
they are the only undefeated team.
Yeah.
the teams that they've beaten, I mean, they've beaten City in the Cup, they beat Liverpool in the Community Shield, and they beat you guys again.
And then we're gonna play them again.
And you're going to play them again. So good luck, because I definitely don't want to play them. I'm happy Chelsea drew them. Hey, they didn't take
that's
us
actually
out.
that's
So,
a win for you.
So on that game, it was interesting to see that we put Birds on the left, playing as our left winger. I wasn't really. I'm like, okay, let's test it out. Maybe we see. I'm like, I have Birds in my team. I had to start him because I have Sar from Spurs who's injured. So I'm like, I'm gonna start Birds.
Injured. And then didn't he come in and
Well, he's better, but I knew he wasn't gonna start.
No, I know. It's just funny because you benched him and then that backfired. He's
he's freaking assist. He came
That's
in
what I
and
mean. I'm like, they're playing games with us.
yeah.
Anyway, going back. What were you
So
saying?
Birds, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna get assist because he's gonna cross because Isak started. I was like, Isak's gonna be the man, and I'm like all excited about this, and then what a flop. He just doesn't belong on the left. He's more like an attack and make kind of player. He still seems to struggle to find it. He had a great opportunity to score. It was a nice cross. He thought it went straight to the keeper. It was just wasn't it. We made some subs. We put Gap on the left. We brought in some other players, and Crystal Palace just was more disciplined. They were able to keep that, and in that goal that they scored in the last time, we scored thanks to Chiesa. Wow, he's coming back to the player that he used to. I mean, what a great player he was. And
before he came to you guys,
yeah,
he was like the man. The way he would score, the way he would dribble at such pace, it was unbelievable. And then he came to you guys, and I don't know what happened.
He came back. He was getting off a really long injury when they bought him.
Well, either way, pre-form before Liverpool.
Well, and the reason that we got him because of how he was before the big injury that he received. And then he was out for a little while, so we got him on a good deal, which was a great investment because we wanted him with the experience that he has to kind of take the team under, guide him and help us that way.
And he's got a good mentality. I've listened to his interviews, and he's very much like, I'll do whatever the manager needs me to do. If he doesn't pick me, I understand. Like, he was fine being left out of the Champions League squad.
Not anymore.
But now he's included because of Giovanni's ACL injury.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you got to play the game. Come on.
Yeah.
These players don't know. Well, they get stuck in their egos at that point.
That's what I mean. He doesn't have a big ego. He's willing to
that will
really
get you
sacrifice
on the Champions League team if you don't have one.
Right.
You have to play the game.
Yeah, but some just still do. Some still.
Well, because they're just.
Yeah, they're a little bit. They got their pride, the ego, and everything else.
So the shining light for Liverpool though was Alisson. Man, he had a crazy game.
Yeah, he really kept us in the game. I mean, that's why Crystal Palace couldn't score as many as he did. Mateta had several opportunities, and you had him, man. You had him.
Oh my God, Mateta's hits, the one that hit the cross top right. Oh my, and didn't go in, but just in general, something I noticed too, Mitchell and Muniz, that like the way they were attacking your outside backs was like your outside backs had no time to relax, and I think that was what really killed is the fact they sent so many numbers up, but then like someone said here earlier, they are so disciplined in coming back. That requires a lot of endurance, and they're very in shape, and they're just very organized.
Yeah, they're experienced. They both played that like wing back role for a long time now. I think Mitchell, he kind of took a bit longer to understand, but now his like spacing and his pressing, like when he's pressing, is getting so much better.
I mean, how Crystal Palace is playing so structured and disciplined.
Yeah,
that's really it shows. I mean, it shows they're up there in third place because Arsenal won. So
I think they're in fourth.
Third place.
Sunderland's in fourth.
Yeah. Look at that table right now. Sunderland, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth out there. Wow, I mean that table
you never would have thought.
No, except for Liverpool, of course, the top, first place right now, even just 2-point difference. We're still number one. Thank you. And Konate got me defensive points.
Yehi.
Oh yeah.
The drama with Yehi, he was gonna go to Liverpool, that fell through, and then he comes back and helps assist, right?
Yeah, and I got him in my fantasy, so he gave me some good points. But with Giovanni's injury, we need another center back. So we definitely need to go on the market in the January window and look for one. We have to. Yeah. We just don't have. We have Gomez, Konate, and Van Dijk. That's all we have. We don't have any other center backs now, unless I know Endo said he has played that position before. But usually the center backs are like huge.
Yeah, I agree. Like if you have no one else, then
yeah. But, I mean, probably Gravenberch will play that position. If needed. But why go through all the stress? But if we had no choice, we do what we got to do. But we're definitely going to be in the market. In my opinion, I think we're going to be looking for another center back. Maybe Gehi finally decides to come over. Maybe not. I highly doubt it. Like to your point, I don't think so because how well Crystal Palace is doing.
Glasner's going to leave. Last year, literally you said this past time around,
he
if
did,
y'all
he
take
did.
him, he is leaving.
He's the
And
captain.
I truly believe
Yeah.
that. I mean, he's their core.
Well,
and
it's
he
because
helps them.
they wouldn't be able to replace him. Like they were he was going to leave it the last day with no replacement for your captain. I mean that would have been poor business by Palace, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it's either, you have the coach's perspective and then you have the owner's or financial perspective of it. Do we want him to go for free because his contract is up in the summer?
Yeah.
Or do we want to make money off of him that can help us get another kind of sort of decent center back? So it's one of those things. What do you prefer? Well, fans, keep him.
Yeah,
We need a team.
Right.
That's what we need.
I
So, but hey, with your number one, but on to the next game. Forest against Sunderland. Wow.
Yeah, Forest. I mean, Ange coming in, we thought there would be some sort of turnaround, right? Like at least some sort of bounce, but they seem to be still in the same mode where they can't break teams down. And a team like Sunderland is like the kryptonite for Forest right now, where they come and they're very compact defensively. Sunderland scored off of a set piece, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, that's like a nightmare for Forest because they spent the whole second half throwing crosses in the box, and Wood he just looks out of form and like he's unconfident right now.
Yeah, Forrest, they just look horrible. That's all I really have to say about
Yeah.
it. Like, the only thing is Sells, like you said, he's such a great keeper, and then to be playing with a team like that just sucks to see.
Yeah.
I hope that maybe they can find their way, but it's funny to see that Ange doesn't get his hand slapped by the owner, but Nuno did. And I know Ange is just starting with them, but to lose to a team like this,
Right.
I want to see him storm on the pitch and start pitching him out.
Yeah. It's all about ego though. Like Ange,
It's just as egotistic.
Ange could lose, but as long as Ange is all nice to the manager or the owner and doesn't talk crap about him in the media,
they get along.
Right.
I think they get along because when I was looking at some pictures when Ange first got announced, there was like some old photo of them like shaking hands or something, and I'm like, whoa, what's this about? So I honestly think they're very. I feel like they have similar personalities, and that's probably why. Like to your point,
mob boss personalities.
Yeah. But I don't care. I'm still going to talk my poop about it.
Well, yeah, to your point, Forest dominated. They had like 65 or 66, 67% possession of the game.
Yeah.
Of course, possession doesn't always win you games. That means that you control the game a little bit more, but you were not effective. They were not effective on creating an attack. They were like all over the place. But let's give it credit to some Sunderland. Sunderland, they did play them well.
Yeah.
I mean, they were very disciplined when they were defending. They were very structured on the backside, even into the last minute. I mean, they defended that goal. It was of a set piece. They defended it to with everything they had. And good for them. I mean, look at them. They're on top of the table. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I just don't see Forest defensively on set pieces. They're struggling. They're missing key defenders.
Yeah,
Murillo
Murillo's a huge
and
miss.
Aina, whatever you say his name, key players for them, especially Aina because he helps on attacking.
Yeah.
As a fullback, and not having that, and losing Ilanga and losing some other players. Just Wood is really not a forward that like Isak or like João Pedro that can kind of create something. As Wood is more like your Haaland kind of thing, but not at that level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Well, Wood last season, he would get like 2 chances and he would score 1. Right. This season, I mean, he still gets like maybe 2 or 3 opportunities a game, but he's not putting them away.
Yeah.
I think it's just down on confidence and it's just affecting, the whole team. So our last game we want to speak about is the Arsenal-Newcastle game. We actually just watched that one, which as a Gabriel owner who has benched him, that game really pissed me off because I was thinking, wow, Arsenal lose their clean sheet. Gabriel, I made the right choice. He gets his defensive points as he usually does. He freaking scores a last minute header, gets the goal and bonus points. He's sitting with 13 points on my bench right now.
We should count how many times Gabriel has come in and then the 90th plus minute has scored a header.
Cheat code.
Why has no one realized this? Why do teams, it's like the very last minute, I guess the teams are just so tired and dead. Like this is their number one tactic. I don't understand. It just drives me insane, but hey, it's working. And I'm also mad I don't have him for FPL. This is also where this is coming from. Yes, I'm going to get him likely. I will say that now. But still, come on. He's done this so many times. Please go back. Someone needs to count and see how many times he's done this. It's ridiculous.
Well, hey, John Gravy score. What a score.
John Gravy, Young Gravy? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you said, did you say Young?
I don't know. I
You're
just
so
I know
funny.
Gravy. I don't know. What
Some
you call
Gravy?
him? What do you call him?
Young Gravy.
Young
Young
Yeah,
Gravy.
Young Gravy.
Yeah.
It's almost the same way he scored his last goal.
I know.
Yeah.
I had her. Hey, we did discuss about his height, right?
He's huge.
Yeah,
a big
he's
guy.
huge. So hey, good way to score a goal. But Arsenal, wow. I mean, the way they came out and played this game is the way I think they should start playing it going forward with the kind of players that they had as it as an attacking.
Mhm.
And now the only thing I didn't like is that he went with 2 holding mids.
Yeah.
So it's kind of on the defensive side, and I can see why, because Newcastle is very strong at home. I mean, they have won more games against Arsenal home in Newcastle than lost.
Yeah.
So especially in the last, I think it's like 6 games that they play each other in Newcastle. So yeah, I can see why Arsenal played that way, but hey, you got going back to Arsenal as it is an attacking mid. You got Saka on the right, and who they had on the left?
As Trossard.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, Eze, he looked good. He looked comfortable. I mean, he had a nice shot with his left. The way he brought the ball down with his right, facing like a weird way, and then he's bounced off the ground, and then he just shot it with his left. And what a save by the keeper.
Yeah.
But Arsenal did look good. Newcastle tried to quick counters. So Arsenal was a little sloppy on that, but still managed to control it. So yes, Gabriel. Yes, 13 points. You got defensive contributions. I was watching the corner, and I'm like, yeah, come on, Gabriel. Now, Gabriel was in the middle of a whole bunch of
There's like
defenders, and
5
everybody
players
else.
around him. Yeah.
And he was the only one that seemed like he jumped.
his timing of his headers is very good. That's why he scores so many. He's so good at like timing and jumping. So I'll say Newcastle shot themselves in the foot with this, because at the very end of the game, they should have taken the draw. For some reason, Pope, he gets the ball and he tries to like play like a long ball quick while Arsenal are still like recovering. And it doesn't work out. It was like a horrible pass. He passes it right to Arsenal, which then leads to the corner, and then they score. So Newcastle, definitely, they shot, like, I almost felt bad for them because they had that game against Liverpool where they lost last minute too. And I was like, damn,
Yeah.
Newcastle are getting unlucky this season. But then you watch something like that and you realize that the game management just needs to be better, because they should have just taken that draw. Arsenal are a very good team, and drawing them at home is not, it's not a bad point to take, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if Wisa was back, I think they would have swapped and put Wisa in, or maybe the other way around. So to change like the front side,
Correct,
because Wisa brings a different dynamic
I
to the
want to
game.
see Wisa play with him
Me
so
too.
bad.
Yeah,
but by the
so-
time he's actually game fit, it won't be till like December next year.
And they also got Jacob Ramsey,
Yeah.
that is still out. So I think those 2 players, once they come back, they're really going to help the team
I agree.
tremendously. So, but at the end of the day, it was, wow, Arsenal coming back at the last minute,
Yeah.
getting the win. At first, I thought Newcastle was going to win it. But wow, they came back and they claimed their second place where they belong.
2 points behind Arsenal. I mean, sorry, 2 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're not first place yet.
Something I did want to say, and this one of our subscribers, he actually did a short. He's an Arsenal fan. You can check it out. We were talking with him, and something he mentioned that he wanted to see was Eze playing attacking.
Mhm.
He wanted Moreno to go in for Gyökeres. He wanted to see Arteta take that risk, and he wasn't able to mention in the short because it was like filmed prior to the last game Arsenal played. But he did say he wanted to see those things, and I didn't get to watch the whole game, but that's basically what happened today, I think. I think Moreno scored a goal, right?
Yeah, Marina scored a goal. A beautiful
Eze-
goal. Beautiful header.
Right. And then Eze was helping in the center mid, it sounded like. And so, it's interesting to hear like an Arsenal fan say that, and then he does it. And now look, I mean, they won the game. So
And they seem like Eze is able to do what he wants to do, like have the freedom that he had
that's how
on
Eze
Crystal Palace.
played at Palace.
So that's good to see, because I think Eze is really going to flourish. And I think that's someone that I'm going to keep my
he
eye
is such a good player.
on for my FPL team.
Yeah. He
So,
is such a good player.
but yeah, no, it was good to see them.
yeah.
But so that's all we have for game week 6. As always, thank you very much. And don't forget to like,
Subscribe.
Hit that notification button, and we'll see you guys next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.